So I guess we have a nice yes opening right now. I'm checking on the internet what it could be. Well, I think that we have probably a cloud above, the internet site says above Juliet November 57, so that's above Austria or something like that, Austria-Hungary. So maybe that's the direction we should turn the antenna. So nice to meet you anyway there on 10FM. I'm located in Paris, near Paris. Back to you, Antoine. Is it 6BXV, F5mfo?
Okay, Florida 5, Mike, Florida Oscar, but I am located in Pescara City, spelling Papa Echo, Santiago, Canada, America, Radio America. I'm running 100 watts, and my antenna 3-element cubical quad 10 meters monobender. It's an Ombrio antenna. What antenna, what power are you running? Over?
Very good with your 3-element quad. You're doing the job, Antonio. I'm using a quad as well. This is a 2-element only, but this one is a multi-bender. This is a homebrew antenna with a short boom. This is a 2 meters boom. And the antenna works on any band between 20 and 10 meters because it is fed with leather line. It is fed with a symmetrical line. And we have a resonant frame for all band between 17 and 10 meters. So the leather line feeding allows to make some fantasy, and I can use it on 20 meters, and sometimes as well I use it on 30 meters. Of course, this is not so efficient, but this most of the time, curiously, believe me or not, this works better than my 20 meters center fed dipole, you know. So that's the story. The antenna is 12 meters high this afternoon onto the tower, and the power is about 25 watts. 25 watts. The radio is an ICOM. This is the IC 7600. Is that a QSL, Antonio, or?
Very, very good copy, Pat. I'm transmitting with Cambo Tango Sugar 950 Sugar Delta X-ray. My power is 100 watts. 100 watts. My antenna is a 3-element cubical quad 10 meters monobender. Is an Ombrio antenna. The boom length is 4 meters, 0.50 centimeters. It's quite a long spacement, and my antenna is about 9 meters above the roof level. The tower is 9 meters, and my antenna elevation is 4 meters above the ground level. And you booming in, Pat, over.
BXV 5mfo returning. The band is quite noisy this evening. When you switch off your transmission, I noticed that the noise level is up to S4. That's quite unusual for me there on 10FM to report this kind of high noise anyway. So very fine with your 4 meters and a half long boom on the 3-element quad, so probably this would give you very good results there on 10 meters. The antenna here is more appropriate for the highest part of the band, so finally here on 10 meters FM, it's more efficient there on the top of the band rather on the lowest part of the 10 meters. But well, it works anyway, even if the front to back ratio is not so high due to the optimization there on top of 10FM. So nice to hear you. I was doing some stuff on the internet. I was listening to the 20 meters at the same time, and I heard you on the second receiver there. I was monitoring the 600 with an old ICOM, which is using a vertical dipole, which is installed in a tree. This is a wire dipole. Which is installed in a pine tree in the garden, not very high, but fairly convenient for this kind of 10 meters FM via e-sporadic. We have had a nice afternoon there near Paris. The temperature right now is about 20 degrees. This is becoming more and more cloudy. I guess that we can expect some rain for tomorrow. that's the story. Tell me, in which part of Italy is located Pescara? I don't know where it is. Is that more in the southern part? Back to you, Antonio. Z6BXV, F5mfo, over.
Okay, very, very good. Pescara is located in the central part of Italy on Adriatic coast. I am very close by to Rome. I'm about 230 kilometers from Rome. Rome is on Tyrrhenic Sea, and Pescara is located on Adriatic Sea, just on the opposite side of peninsula. And weather report is not so bad, 22, 23 degrees Celsius, but it's cloudy and overcast. Yesterday has been not so good weather. Temperature was 10 degrees Celsius, unbelievable, and raining. Okay, so there we are. What a pleasure meeting you on FM mode, and I am really very, very pleased to check this antenna on 10 meters. My antenna resonance is on 28.700. I can operate on 29.600 and on 28.300. The front back is about 35 dB. The forward gain is very good, and antenna is performing very, very well. This is only a monobender. My previous antenna was 2-element cubical quad 6 bands Ombrio. And I will install my previous antenna maybe in a couple of months, because I am making some job to the roof, and I will be operating on 2012 and so on, maybe in September. So right now I'm running 3-element quad, 10 meters monobender and 100 watts, nothing else but over.
Yeah, QSL. And will you keep the 3-element monobender in addition of the multibender, or will you replace it, or?
No. I will remove it. My 2-element cubical quad on 10 meters is working extremely well with height front back, and it's but you know when you're running 6 bands, it's much better than running 1 bands, because 10 meters is closed, you move on 12, you move on 15, you move on 20. But when you have just 1 band, you can operate it only on 10 meters. And so, no, I will remove it and I will install my 6-band squad, over.
Yeah, okay, QSL. Antonio, still checking the noise, which remains very high for some reason. Understood, and I agree with your comment about swapping from 1 band to the other. Well, by the way, I don't know what was your feeling about this cycle. My position is that finally this has been pretty poor on 10 years. We didn't make so unusual QSOs that cycle on 10 years. Signals have been very fine from time to time, but definitely not comparable with the previous or even the pre-previous cycle, So I understand that you will remove it and reinstall the multiband antenna. I must say that probably most of my QSOs that cycle have been made on maybe 15 meters or 17 meters. With some of them on 12, but definitely not so much on 10 meters for some reason. So let's see. The conditions have been pretty poor those days. The sunspot number has dropped down those last days. We are below 100, so I don't know what will be the future, but I'm not sure that this will remain in good shape for such a long time. So, okay on your antenna, resonant on 28.7 and the bandwidth that you are able to use. I don't have this kind of problem here with the ladder line system, because of course I'm using permanently the built-in automatic tuner with the antenna. So this allows to use the antenna wherever I need it. Of course, the consequence is that, of course, the efficiency is probably not as good as it should be everywhere on the band, because as you know, this is impossible. But anyway, this is convenient, and this is what is important finally. So I was pleased to meet you, Antonio. The conditions seem to remain pretty fair. We had some strongest QSB during the last transmission, but the ES opening seems to remain pretty fine anyway. So back to you, and tell me if you had some interesting QSOs during the day via this kind of opening today. IZ6PXV, F5mfo, over.
Very good, very good. I was checking the QRM level. Let me check. It's signal 102. Signal 102. That's the QRM level. No, I was operating with you know, the sporadic propagation and good propagation to Germany, Netherlands. Nothing from South America. And I was very, very pleased. By the way, I am making a YouTube video. If you check your call sign, Florida 5, Mike Florida Oscar, you can see this video on your YouTube part. Over.
Okay, IZ6PXV, 5mfo returning. Okay, so thank you for the information. That's a good thing. I did that a couple of times. If you check with the same wording on the YouTube, you will be able to find a couple of videos that I did with the mobile phone. One is a QSO with a good friend from the neighborhood of Montreal, V2VNH. He was coming through with pretty fine conditions. This was I think this was this spring. Well, that was probably the date on the video. And I've made a recording of QSO. This was on the end of March, I guess, or maybe beginning of April. This is a recording of 2 meters Aurora CW QSO. I never did that before, and I took the opportunity. I made a couple of QSOs that day. The signal were not too strong because I have, let's say, pretty small station on 2 meters. But well, the signals were just loud enough to make the QSO possible. This was quite interesting. So we'll check that on the YouTube. I don't have this reflex to make this kind of recording, but this is interesting, and this is nice to come back on this kind of QSO later in time. Back to you, Antonio. IZ6BXV, 5mfo, over.
Yeah, very good, Pat. Your signal is in out right now. You are between 5 and 3, then you go to 5.9 plus, and conditions sound extremely variable. Yeah, I will try to insert this video on YouTube. Unfortunately, I think that the audio is not so good because I am monitoring the 950 Sugar Delta X-ray display, so you can see how your signal is coming through. Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure talking with you. You take care, and I hope to catch you in the future. Florida 5, Mike Florida Oscar, Italy Zulu 6, Bravo X-Ray Victoria. À très bientôt, mon cher ami. Bon dimanche. À la prochaine. Au revoir.
Okay, thank you, Antonio. I just picked up my phone and trying to make the same recording than you did before. But unfortunately, I began the recording just when you were saying bye-bye. So maybe you could say a couple more of words during